Hello and welcome to Cricbuzz Comm. Gaurav Kapur with Joy Bhattacharjya. The update at the end of the 35th over. It was England who won the toss and decided to bat in this very important game, especially for them, that they're playing against New Zealand. And you could say that they were cruising, but New Zealand have managed to pull it back with some timely wickets. 218 for 4 at the end of 35, and it's been Trent Boult actually who's managed to do the job for his captain Kane Williamson, has sent back the extremely dangerous Jos Buttler as well as Joe Root. So it's been quite inspired. It had to be Boult who did the job for Williamson.
Absolutely. It was, as you can say, a bolt from the blue. Okay, that was a bad one.
It's a good one.
But great. I mean, Kane Williamson, that bowling change was absolutely inspired. He had a first spell. Boult didn't get any wickets out here. He brought him back, and Zahir was talking about it reversing a bit. Here it's a slow ball that got a wicket, but he's got those 2 wickets. And what happens when you get wickets at this stage? Your run rate suddenly gets stopped. You know, those 3 wickets within 20 runs is what just put a break. When England was looking to get around 380, 400. Now I think they'll be scaling down their ambitions a bit.
They might even scale it down to about 310, 320 because you've got 2 new batsmen on the crease now. You've got Morgan and Ben Stokes. Both of them are on the crease. So now, actually, this gets even juicier for New Zealand because New Zealand looks up the board and says, we've got 4 wickets. But one of those wickets is Jos Buttler.
Absolutely.
that's a big sigh of relief for a bowling side.
Huge. I mean, that's a big thing. You know, the kind of finishers England has is what makes them so dangerous. The likes of Stokes, Buttler, that low in the order, they can come in and hit. The fact that Stokes is there, but Buttler is gone is a big thing for them. Now it's important for Williamson. How is he going to marshal his bowling resources? Because remember, Boult now only has 2 left. Yeah,
there was this temptation because he had bowled him out 5 in his first spell. Would he get him back? Would he save him for the death? He decided he needed him back. Worked out well for him. But now that means should he just bowl him out? Say, come on, Boult, go for it. You're reversing it. Take another wicket.
I think he might be tempted to give him 1 more over. Of course, the danger is then who's going to bowl the death overs. See, Saudi bowls Yorkers at the death. He'll probably come back. Their other problem is Grandhome has been very expensive. So somehow they've got to get overs out of Neesham because they're going to be stuck with bowlers.
I mean, in all fairness to Grandhome, I mean, he opened the bowling in the last game that New Zealand played. He's only bowled the 1 over, and that too when he came in, the openers were marauding at the time. So probably you will see him come back and bowl a couple at least.
I think it's just the kind of bowler Grandhome is, they have to bowl him now then.
Yeah.
Because it gets a bit dangerous the closer you're going to 37, 38, 39. If these 2 guys also, Morgan and, you know, they're fearsome hitters, both these guys, Stokes and Morgan. If they get set, I don't think he'll be able to bring Grandhome back that easily.
Okay.
So that's a big danger for him. The other thing is that Santner is a good bowler, but he might have to bowl at the death because they're using so much of Boult that then at the death they'll do. Remember, Henry is not a great death bowler. So it's got to be Saudi and maybe Boult and Santner. These 3 are going to do it at the death for them.
Yeah, well, just have a look at that bowling analysis for a second and see what the disappearance or the absence of Loki Ferguson has done for New Zealand today. It's thrown Kane Williamson's plans just completely out of whack because he's the spine of the middle order when it comes to bowling.
Exactly. He's at 10 to 40. He's their champion. Bowled 6-7 of his overs there. And that's what keeps the run rate round. Remember, New Zealand are the most economical side within 10 to 40 overs. And that's where they're good. And that's where, of those overs, at least 8 of those are normally Lockie Ferguson, and he's putting so much pressure or taking wickets that make it easier for the bowler at the other end. This time they haven't had that luxury. So it's great for them that Boult has actually got some wickets. Otherwise, this was looking a huge total.
Well, New Zealand definitely needed Loki today because there's so many Thors in the England side with
good one.
Hammer bats. Last thing, what is the score England you think is going to land up at now?
I think about, if these 2 get going, 325 is not bad at all.
325?
325.
I'm going to say, still going to stick with my pre-game prediction of 300, but I'll say maybe 300 to 310. 310, all right, is what I'm giving them 310.
Lots of Kiwis are saying, muh mein ghee shakkar if it's 300. I don't know where they'll turn up. Let's see where it goes.
A lot of Pakistani players also saying, Pakistani fans are saying, muh mein ghee shakkar if it's, I don't want any ghee. Maybe a little virgin olive oil and no shakkar at all for sure. But it's up to England now. We're going to see you at the end of the England batting effort on My 11th Circle presents Cricbuzz Live. Is all for now on Cricbuzz Comm.